Hello, my dear friends. This is Ritika Rawat, a mass media scholar from IGNU. So here I welcome you to this special interview of Miss Ritika, who is a my dear friend, a active social media user, and a feminist, and who is also educator in physics at an international school. Stands at the top 10% of the teachers globally. Thank you, ma'am, for having me for today's interview.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ruchika. It is my pleasure to be here with you.
So, today's topic of this interview is representation of women in Indian mass media, and along with that, we will discuss some intriguing questions about gender at workplace and education. So, let's start this interview with some simple yet thoughtful questions. So, ma'am, basically, what do you understand by representation of gender in Indian mass media?
In my opinion, I understand that representation of women in mass media means how we are portraying women in different fields in mass media, such as television, in news reporting, right? For example, in Indian cinema nowadays, although it is a little bit shift as it was happening earlier, but for a long time, Indian cinema has portrayed women as a submissive uh, person, right? So, wherein the patriarchy is dominating the most. So, this is what has been happening for a long time, and we need more shifting from this perspective to a where the both the genders are in equal positions.
Yes, ma'am, you have corrected it rightfully. So, because of this deep rooted patriarchy, everyone is like doing that sheep walk, and so a constant change here is very needful. That's the gist of this interview. So, my next question for you is so as an educator, how do you see yourself as a feminist? How do you see yourself and other women?
Thank you, ma'am, for putting up this very interesting question. As a feminist, I see myself with the lens of an empowered woman who is independent and who doesn't have to rely on somebody else for protection, for financial needs, who is emotionally very strong, right? So I expect and I wish to see other women also like this in the coming time. Most of the women have to be like this if this gender inequality has to be uh, corrected.
Yeah, ma'am. So basically, everyone is changing. Women are becoming empowered, more empowered, but still, the ratio is very less if we compare that to men. So we have to just keep them motivated. So I would like to move to the next question. So, how often do you face sexual harassment, objectification, or eve teasing at your campus or workplace? And how do you, as an educator, how can you reduce that?
So this is a very apt question, keeping in mind that I am working as an educator at an educational institution. In many workplaces, the female students, as well as the female co-workers, they face various types of sexual harassment. It might not be a physical sexual harassment, but it might be the verbal also, or it might be the one which is based on gestures like staring most of the times. To address this issue in our institution, we are having various types of workshops. For example, POXO workshops. We keep continuously. We have it in our institution, wherein the students, they are uh, you know they are enlightened with what their rights are, what various stand they can take for themselves if they are facing any kind of such issue or such situation. They can come to the counselor of the school. There is a counselor also also in a school. In fact, in most of the schools, it is mandatory to have a counselor who can take care of the emotional needs of the students, whenever they are facing these kind of issues for which they might feel shy to be shared for, right? So these are a few things which can be put up in educational institutions to get rid of or uh, to reduce these kind of issues.
Thank you, ma'am. That was very enlightening. You have counselors and you have so many workshops to let the burden off their shoulders. So it's a very good step, and it should be mandatory at every workplace and especially education places. I would like to ask you, as an independent woman and empowered woman, do you think media is actually in reality constructing an empowering image of women nowadays?
So by media, I believe that we are talking about the all the platforms, right? If we see the television or journalism itself, then the women to men ratio is not very great in these such places. Most of the people are getting influenced by Indian cinema or the various serials which are there on the television, and they are getting a lot of TRP, these kind of shows wherein the women are shown very weak and dependent on the person, doing all the household chores and taking care of the family as well as their job also. So I don't think that it is empowering, the Indian media is empowering women uh, by portraying women like this. So it's the need of the hour that where the women are shown more independent and strong, taking stand for themselves and not requiring any support for financial needs as well as uh, for to be dependent on somebody for their survival. So we need such kind of shows or such kind of uh, we can say such kind of documentaries can also be shown in the television nowadays. This will surely help those women which are not coming out of the cocoon uh, because they are scared, because they do not have that much amount of confidence, right? So this is the need of the hour, and it has to be understood by each and everybody who is related, especially the ones who are related to media. Whatever good they can do, they should do for this.
Thank you, ma'am. This answer was very good. As a working woman and at workplaces, especially educational workplaces, how often do you face challenges in adjusting in the environment as a female co-worker? So, can you tell them? Please specify.
So, as of now, me being a woman who is a professional, I have not faced any such issues uh, for as your question refers to. But I have seen many co-workers who are adjusting with their professional life as well as the work afterwards. It seems like that they have a whole lot of burdensome work after the professional hours, so they are dealing with both of them. They are trying their best to cope up with both the situation, because if they pay more attention towards their profession, then the other side gets disbalanced. So they are struggling with these kind of issues. Other than that, I have also observed that at many workplaces, um, the leadership roles are not offered to women. Mostly they are offered to men, expecting that they will be doing a better job at that. Plus, this has been my observation that many men they are offered more pay. Their pay scale is higher than the counterpart woman. So this also leads to one of the challenges when women feel demotivated to work or to choose any kind of profession. So these are the few challenges which you can say that women are facing at workplaces.
Yeah, ma'am, you were so true that because of this unequal pay and different types of treatment they get, so men are offered leadership roles, women are not, many women are not at top positions. So this is like leading to inequality, and still we are complaining about women empowerment, these things. But we should notice, if we notice these things, we should immediately take actions, especially the women and the people who are in power. I would like to go towards the end of this interview. Would you like to suggest anything for the success of this interview, or add anything according to your opinion? Please add.
So as you mentioned earlier that you are a mass media scholar and you are having a research, right? So I would suggest you that for your research, you can take some workshops. Basically, I would suggest that you can take some workshops at educational institutions, wherein you can get to know what is the mentality of the students as a mass. What do they think about this particular topic? Do they have the right education for this uh, issue or not? uh, Along with that, you can check out the various data which is given on different websites related to this particular issue, what is going on all over the world. You can you know if you come up with something good which is happening in other countries or globally, whatever good is happening, how we can implement it here, all these steps can be shown in the media if you can. And besides that, you can show you know how women are excelling in various places, what all good is happening in this particular field which is led by women. So if the good work is shown, then everybody, all the women will get that confidence to come out of the whatever some that some women have created the cages for themselves as well. So they need to come out of that mentality, they need to get that courage to come out of the place where they are in today. So you as a mass media can play, the whole mass media can play a revolutionary role in this particular for this particular issue, so that all of us women feel proud to be independent and to come out of their places for a good reason.
Thank you, ma'am. That was very enlightening. And I thank you again for this interview. I hope our audience will feel enlightened with your helpful suggestions and insights. So I would like to end this interview on this note. Thank you so much, ma'am.